Hi, I'm Luke. Welcome back to 100 Days of SwiftUI. Today is day 18, Project 1, Part 3. First of all, though, we have to finish off one more section from Part 2. Let's get back into Xcode. So what we want is a new property. It's going to be a focus state. Private var. Amount is focused. And it is a Boolean. And now to our text field, we're going to attach this. Dot focused. And it will be a binding to amount is focused. And now let's add in a button. So we'll do a toolbar. And we're going to check if amount is focused. If it is, then we're going to show a button which just says done. And it will change amount is focused to false. Now I'm going to do a test covering the things we looked at in this project. So which of these statements are true? Option 1 or option 2? So a VStack can have as many children as it wants. That's true. And all SwiftUI views must inherit from the content view protocol. It's definitely option 1. Yeah, all SwiftUI views must inherit from the view protocol, not content view. Formatters let us control the way numbers are shown inside text views. That's true. And we should always force currency code on the user. I don't think it should be something forced. So I'm going to go option 1. Yeah, we use currency and percentages, but there's different types. And there are occasions where you should force a particular currency code, but here it's better to read the user's locale for their preferred currency. Okay. SwiftUI views cannot contain computer properties, or segmented controls are created using picker views in SwiftUI. They can definitely be created using picker views, so I'm going to go option 2. Yeah, so SwiftUI views must contain at least one, which is the body property. However, they can also contain many more. And yes, segmented style is just one of the bigger modifiers we can use. Forms control, that one's definitely true. And the navigation bar view lets us show new views and also place text at the top of the screen. Well, forms control is definitely true. The navigation view, not navigation bar, lets us place text at the top of the screen. So the keyboard type modifier lets us change the keyboard that is shown when a text field is active. That is true. And all form sections must have titles. That one's not true because they're optional. So it's definitely option 1. Yeah, you only need to add titles to the sections you want. Okay. When creating a text field, we need to provide some placeholder text. I think that's true. And pickers are always shown as wheels in iOS. Well, there's many different types, so it's definitely not option 2. So I'm going option 1. Yeah, so placeholder text helps users see what's been entered and is useful for screen readers. And yeah, there's many different types of pickers. Okay, we can declare a two-way binding using the @ symbol, @name, for example. What that @ is for properties like state. All SwiftUI views must have a body property. That is true. I'm going option 2. Yeah, two-way bindings are marked with a $symbol, $name, for example. And body must always return precisely one view. However, that one can contain subviews. We can send a string to the navigation title modifier to place a title at the top of our navigation view. I think that's true. And the nil coalescing operator ensures a value is nil before being used. Well, nil coalescing operator compares it to see if it is nil and unwraps it. So I don't think that's the way it's used. So I'm going to go option 1. Yeah, the nil coalescing operator is used to ensure something does have a value, either by unwrapping its optional value or providing a default. If we want to modify a property, we need to use a SwiftUI property wrapper, such as @property, or @state. Well, we definitely use @state. So I'm going to use 2. Yeah, app property is not a SwiftUI property wrapper. We should use app state instead. Okay, for each views, let us loop over ranges and arrays. That's true. And for each views can't loop over more than 10 items. No, it definitely allows more than 10 items, so it's clearly option 1. Yeah, they can have as many children as they want. Okay, whenever a state property changes, Swift reinvokes our body property. Well, it refreshes it whenever there's a change, so I think that's what it's talking about. Apple recommends at state properties use public access control. I'm pretty sure they prefer private. I'm going to go option 1. Yeah, the behavior forces all values inside the body to be reevaluated, making sure they're updated for changes. And Apple recommends they should use private access control. We always need to bind text fields to strings. Not sure if that's always the case. And SwiftUI previews aren't included in our app if we send it to the App Store. Well, the SwiftUI previews are just for us as we're developing it. They don't actually get included in the bundle. So it's definitely option 2. Yeah, although text fields use strings by default, we can also bind them to numbers. And Swift automatically strips out the previews. They're just there to help us design the UI. That's it. Awesome, got them all right. Okay, now we have some challenges to extend our app. So we'll add a header to the third section saying amount per person, add another section showing the total amount for the check, and change the tip percentage picker to show a new screen rather than a segmented control, and give it a wider range of options. Okay, let's get back into Xcode. So we just need a header for this section. So we'll call it amount per person. And that's updated there. So we'll add a new section for total amount of the check. Total amount of check. Okay, and for this, I'm going to copy our amount per person. We want total per person times the number of people. But we have to add 2. Because the number of people starts at 2. And we'll change this to a double. Okay, let's try this out. 120, total is 120. Let's change it to 10, 0. Change the number of people to 8. Yep, that looks like it's all working. Now we have to change the tip percentage picker to show a new screen. So we're going to create a new view. We'll add a new view. Let's call it tip percent. And for this, we want a binding to the tip percentage. So we'll do binding tip percentage. And this is an int. And our preview is not going to be happy, so let's add in our tip percentage. And we'll do a binding constant. And let's just say it's 20. Okay, preview is happy. Let's change this. Actually, let's copy our picker. And we'll paste it in here. So tip percentages was an array, so we're going to create a range. I can remove all this, and we'll do 0 dot dot less than 101. And for our picker style, we want to change this to a wheel. There we go. So it goes down to 0% and all the way up to 100%. Okay, so now for our new view, we're going to create a navigation link so it goes to a new screen. and navigation link. Let's just put in the tip percentage. And then a percent symbol. And now for our destination. It is going to be tip percent. And we want to put in our binding to tip percentage. Okay, let's try this out. So how much do you want to leave? 20%. Let's go 63%. Go back, and it's changed, updated to 63%. Let's give it an amount. So 200, 2000. That's a lot. Maybe 200. So 63%. Okay. Let's do one I can do the math on easily. Let's do 100, and that doubles it to 400. And if we go down to 0, it's just the original 200. All right, that looks perfect. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.